at it again. We've got a crazy story here that I've been hearing about, and yeah, it's quite creepy and scary to say the least. But anyway, like, share, comment, and hit that subscribe button if you're new. And with that being said, let's dive in.
As of January 1st, 2023, the following things will go into effect, and people need to be aware of this. It abolishes cash bail for almost every offense. This includes, but isn't limited to, kidnapping, armed robbery, second-degree murder, drug-induced homicide,
no cash bail for second degree. Oh my goodness. Woo! Kidnapping? Woo! Hold on, run through that list again, brother. I'm sorry.
Almost every offense. This includes, but isn't limited to, kidnapping, armed robbery, second-degree murder, drug-induced homicide, aggravated DUI, threatening a public official, and aggravated fleeing and eluding. Offenders released on electronic monitoring have to be in violation for 48 hours before law enforcement can act. They could almost drive to Alaska before we can even look for them.
That is just absolutely ridiculous. They have to be in violation for 48 hours. What's the point of even putting them on any type of, if you can't do anything for 48 hours? You know how many people are just going to skip town and like go to some other country or something? Like if they ever get caught with a serious offense, like, oh, well, I've got 2 whole days to make my way out of here. What? They can literally just hop on a plane, right? Just hop on a plane because, oh, can't look for me for 48 hours. Can just I'm buying a plane ticket and I'm out of here. That is just absolutely nuts. These people are bonkers.
It denies victims their constitutional rights. And keep this in mind, businesses and homeowners. Officers will no longer be able to remove trespassers from your residence or your businesses. Someone could decide to live in your shed, and all we can do is give them a ticket.
What?
You have to decide what level of force is required to remove them and whether or not it's legal. This is a massive threat to the residents of Orland Park, Cook.
That is crazy. Somebody could just move into your backyard, into your shed, to your garage, and ain't nothing you can do about it. BS. They gonna have to call the EMS. Because whoever that is, I'm gonna leave them a mess, you know? And that rhymed. But all seriousness, yeah. And this is what they want for us, right? Just lawlessness, chaos. My question is, who does this help? Who does this help? Why is this a great, why do people think this is why do people on the left, I should say, think this is a great idea? This is just absolutely ridiculous. And you see the recurring theme of just, we don't care about the laws, do whatever you want. I mean, you see places like Chicago, obviously, Detroit, Memphis, New York, Cali, California, I should say, right? There was a rapper who rest in peace to his soul, but that just passed away yesterday in California. Because of what? You know, I like to think of California as, you know, a weapon-free state. Obviously, it's technically not weapon-free, but they make it really, really difficult for legal weapon ownership. It's basically a weapon-free state. And yet, criminals run around with weapons constantly. And they think that's a great idea. There have been countless people that have lost their lives in California, I think due to their terrible laws on weapons. Because had some of these artists been able to carry something around with them, you know, what I like to call the great equalizer, a lot of these situations would have turned out differently. It's a shame. It really is. But not only are, you know, these places embracing or, you know, promoting almost in a way just lawlessness. But they promote it or want it for their political opponents. Maxine Waters, who should be called the Wicked Witch of the West, talking about harassing her political opponents whenever they go out in public. How would she like to be harassed every time she went out in public? I'm sure she wouldn't like that, and it wouldn't be right. She shouldn't be harassed. The same thing with anybody else. You should be left alone. But of course, when somebody on the left says it, great idea. It's fantastic. We love it. It's absolutely ridiculous. But I have another video here with Liz Wheeler that I wanted to touch on as well. So shout out to Liz Wheeler, and let's dive into it.
So the second half of being a fascist, after you have rejected the outcome of an election because it does not go your way, the second half is embracing political violence. Which political party in our country does this? Which political party embraces violence as a medium for pursuing and achieving their political agenda? This, via Justin Hart, is all of the high-ranking Democrats who have actually endorsed violence as a legitimate political tactic, as long as that violence is targeted at us.
I just don't even know why there aren't uprisings all over the country, and maybe there will be.
People need to start taking to the streets. This is a dictator.
You know, there needs to be unrest in the streets for as long as there's unrest in our lives.
Enemies of the state.
Show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful.
Now, could you imagine someone like Jim Jordan or Ron DeSantis saying some of these things? What the mainstream media would be talking about? Oh, they'd be losing their minds. Oh my goodness, Jim Jordan, Ron DeSantis just endorsed violence. How dare he? What is going to happen to our country? The right wing extremist. And yet they can get on live TV and spew out all of this.
There needs to be unrest in the streets for as long as there's unrest in our lives.
The hypocrisy in this country is just at an all-time high. It's absolutely ridiculous. But anyway, let's continue on.
Enemies of the state.
Show me where it says that protests are supposed to be polite and peaceful.
Do something about your dad's immigration practices, you feckless.
When they go low, we kick them.
How do you resist the temptation to run up and wring her neck?
The biggest terror threat in this country is white men, most of them radicalized right up to the...
Hold on. Isn't he married to a white man? Can somebody let me know? If I remember correct, he is married to a white man. And not only that, he's talking to a white. Same thing with AOC as well.
Right.
I thought he should have punched him in the face. I said, even if you lost, he insulted your wife.
Yes.
He came down the escalator and called Mexicans rapists and murderers. He said, well, what do you think I should have done? I said, I think you should have punched him in the face and then gotten out of the race. You would have been a hero.
I'd like to punch him in the face. I said if we were in high school, I'd take him behind the gym and beat the hell out of him.
Punch some people in the face.
When was the last time an actor assassinated a president?
They're still going to have to go out and put a bullet in Donald Trump, and that's a fact.
Whoa. Whoa.
Assassinated a president.
They're still going to have to go out and put a...
Whoa. I don't know who this gentleman is. Can somebody let me know who he is? I'm sorry. My head's in the way. I apologize. Who is this gentleman?
A bullet in Donald Trump.
Right here. Who is that? And was he investigated? Was there a criminal investigation? Was he arrested? I can't believe he said that. And this looks like live TV.
And that's a fact.
Look, as his character is stabbed to death.
Where is John Wilkes Booth when you need him?
I have thought an awful lot about blowing up the White House.
What?
A Missouri state senator is under investigation by the Secret Service after saying she hopes President Trump is assassinated.
I will go and take Trump out tonight.
And if you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd.
Yeah, this is the speech from Maxine Waters that I was talking about.
And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome anymore, anywhere.
And sadly, the domestic enemies to our voting system and our honoring our Constitution are right at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue.
They're not going to stop before Election Day in November, and they're not going to stop after Election Day. And that should be, everyone should take note of that on both levels, that this isn't, they're not going to let up, and they should not.
If you think we're rallying now, you ain't seen nothing yet.
So yeah, this video just highlighted, shout out to Liz, of course, but it just highlights the hypocrisy. If somebody on the right said or did some of these things, oh man, they would try to throw them underneath of a jail. They would try, they would publicly, you know what I mean, put this person in a pine box. But of course, if it's somebody on the left, it's okay. It's okay. It's fine. We can promote violence and, you know, embrace violence and all of this other stuff as long as you're part of the left. If you're part of the right, you better not say anything of that sort, because we're coming for you. And that is the America that we currently live in. I mean, it's sad to say, but it is. We've seen examples of it. I mean, we just watched a video of politicians, not just regular folks. Some of these folks were politicians that were saying some of these things. One guy said the unthinkable on what looked like live TV. We're spiraling down in the wrong direction. And like I said, the only way to correct it is midterms. And then, of course, 2024. But that red wave will not happen if we don't get out and vote. Don't get complacent. Don't think, oh, yeah, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. That's, I would assume, is what they're counting on. And I've seen some conflicting polls more recently. So make sure you get out and vote. Make sure your voice is heard. All right? Y'all stay safe out there. I know it's a dangerous world. Protect yourself. Love y'all. Peace and love. I'm out.